Well, hello, celebrity gossip enthusiasts. I'm Us Weekly's entertainment director, Travis Curran, and you're listening to Us Weekly's Hot Hollywood podcast. Well, I couldn't do this without my two co-hosts. We have the woman who people ask, weren't you a hair model? Gwen Flamberg.
I walk down the street and people ask me that. Like, everyone's like, what was it like when you were a hair model when you were 14 on roller skates?
I've heard strangers ask her that very same thing. And the woman who people ask, weren't you in the Parrot Trap, Sarah Huron?
What? Why are they asking me that?
Because you sort of look like you could be Lindsay Lohan. You guys look like you could be sisters.
Okay, I'll take it, I guess.
Yeah, you could definitely be either one of the twins, but maybe more of a Haley. I don't know. We'll let you describe that.
Totally. I'm more Annie, I think.
You're more Annie? It's tough. It's tough. You play both sides of the fence.
Anyway.
Did you watch Lindsay Lohan's Vogue interview where she talks about that? It is really interesting. And that poor woman's face, I feel really bad for her.
I did watch Lindsay Lohan's Vogue interview. And I also just listened to her podcast teaser. She's joining the podcast world.
Yes, I saw that. I'm excited that she's getting out there. I'm angry at her plastic surgeon. Lindsay Lohan deserved better. But we're not here to talk about that today. Lindsay's back rise to fame from the depths of her life in Dubai. We're here to talk about court cases, Kardashian Jenners. We have royal snubs. We have royal meetings. We have babies. We have arrests, bail bonds posted while pregnant mothers cry at home. This is a very dramatic week for celebrity gossip. But before we get into all of this, let's talk about what stories made our co-hosts go whoa this week. The story that just had that extra little spice that just got under our co-host skin, or just, you know how it goes. Ben Flamberg, what made you go whoa this week?
Well, guys, when I found out that Pete Davidson, more just like us than ever. Forget the Staten Island Ferry. Forget his any guy persona. Pete Davidson, just like me, and I'm sure a lot of you, wears Skims, and he loves to wear Skims. So, of course, Kim Kardashian, his lovely girlfriend, told E! News on Saturday, April 16th, Pete has the boyfriend collection, the t-shirts, the shirts, underwear. It's all super comfy. Every guy enjoys it. It's the most soft and comfy ever. So who would have thought that Pete Davidson would have an entire collection of men's body wear? Of course, Skims are super comfortable. I find them affordable. Of course, Travis Cronin does not.
I want the whole collection.
Pete getting closer to Kim than ever via his skivvies. And of course, guys, if you haven't heard the whole story, go to usmagazine.com/stylish and read all about it.
This story did not surprise me because I figure Pete Davidson just wears whatever that people give him that's for free. A discerning fashion mogul. I would not say he is. Sort of what's on top of the laundry hamper and smells best, I think would be a more apt description. But happy for him that he has the whole line of Skims. Kim K still waiting on my boyfriend collection, but I guess you have to be your boyfriend to get it gifted. Sarah Huron, what made you go whoa this week? I hope it's what's inside Pete Davidson's pants as well.
It's not, but it could be. I want to talk a little bit about Sofia Richie getting engaged. Part of me went whoa because she's only 23, and she's been with her man Elliot, who is a music producer, for around a year. Her and Scott broke up in August 2020. We know that she has been with Elliot. I don't know how to say his last name.
I don't either.
Grange.
I've only read it. Yeah, I've never heard anyone say it out loud ever.
Right. So I don't really know this man. He's 27. He proposed on vacation, and the ring is beautiful. But what really made me go, whoa, was Scott Disick taking to Instagram after being spotted on the beach in Miami with Larsa Pippen, who we know has a very complicated relationship with the Kardashian Jenner family.
Tumultuous now.
Yes, ups and downs, highs and lows. After spending time with Larsa of Real Houses of Miami fame, he took to Instagram and he wrote, in the 305, just call me Good Luck Chuck. So obviously pointing out, making fun of himself that 6 months ago, Kourtney Kardashian, his longtime love, got engaged to Travis Barker. Now Sofia Richie, his girlfriend of 3 years after Kourtney, is engaged. And Amelia Gray Hamlin, who's going to put a ring on it next?
I was shocked by this, but I'm just so happy Sofia Richie found love, because it plagues me every day that Scott Disick did know her when she was 12 years old and was hanging out with her and then dating her at, 3 days after 18, as he likes to do. So happy that this guy, hasn't known her from when she was a tween and pubescent. It's a nice change of pace for Miss Sofia Richie.
It's also nice because Nicole, obviously her sister, Nicole Richie, we all know and love her.
Yeah.
Posted about it. She was on this vacation, I believe, and shared the news.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see the family support, because we know through Lionel's kind of shady comments on American Idol. And I feel like Nicole in general she kind of seemed like distant from Sofia for a second. Yeah. And they clearly like him. The Richie family approves. And I think that says it all, because you can always tell, and it makes sense. Lionel Richie wasn't thrilled that his teenage daughter was dating Scott Disick at the time. I think that totally checks out, but it's nice to see them embrace this, even though she is on the younger side to getting married. Happy for Sofia Richie, and hope it works out.
Yeah, happy for Lionel that every time he does American Idol press, he doesn't have to answer that question in the most awkward way. Like, are you scared for your daughter's happiness and future life? Literally, that's the question he got every single press junket. So really the real winner here is Lionel Richie. Well, the story that made me go whoa this week is from Miss NeNe Leakes. She is apparently suing the companies behind the show, The Real Housewives of Atlanta, for fostering and tolerating a hostile and racist work environment. Now, this lawsuit was filed in federal court in Atlanta and says NeNe Leakes, who is Black, complained to executives about the years of racist remarks made by fellow housewife Kim Zolciak-Biermann, who is white, that only NeNe Leakes suffered consequences because of this. It names defendants NBC Universal, Bravo, True Entertainment, Truly Original, all the people behind it. We have reached out for comment. We haven't heard back. But, it alleges that during the first season, which aired in 2008, the cast was planning to attend a barbecue, and Kim responded to the idea with the words in effect, "I don't want to sit around with NeNe and eat chicken," which I remember being said on that. Kim eventually made racially offensive and stereotypical comments about the new home of Kandi Burruss, calling the neighborhood a ghetto and perpetuating racial stereotype in an offensive comment about a swimming pool. Now, there were lots, when you lump it all in like this, there's lots of jabs of Kim against a lot of the women for what sound like racially triggered attacks. And it's sort of just messed up and scary to think of that. And, this story is developing, and we'll get more on it once these lawsuits settle into place. Whew, good luck, NeNe. It sort of sounds rough. Now, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard are in court with the back and forth substance abuse fueled violent behavior, saying he did it, she did it. There is lots of graphic photos coming out of Johnny Depp's injuries. Amber Heard is saying that he would drink and take drugs and hit her. Now, Johnny Depp took the stand on Tuesday and even quoted one of his movies in it, in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. It seemed very performative, sort of actor monologue. But, just reading the evidence about this case, it sort of seems like they were both really wrong and on a lot of drugs and alcohol and hitting each other. But I just didn't even realize how dark it was until this came out. Were there any, moments from the court case that stood out to you, or just a vibe that you felt from all of this with our newfound law degrees?
I'm not even going to go into the law, but we are a long way from 21 Jump Street. You guys, Johnny Depp just looks bloated and terrible. And he looks like someone that enjoys the substances quite a bit. Why did he age so poorly? Maybe it's the hatred in his heart. I don't know. They both it just seems like a very tumultuous relationship. And again, it's I just wish that this wasn't aired. It's right. Keep your heroes where they are. Sarah, you could be a JD. So why don't you just expound on the legal issues in this case?
No,
Supreme
I
Court Justice
definitely.
nominee, baby girl.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. I accept. No, I totally agree that it's both sides. I think that if I've learned anything from reading all of this and listening to the testimonies and seeing their faces when the other one is describing what the other one went through, it's very clear in my mind that they are both in the wrong and that this relationship was so not okay on so many levels. And that it was like the most toxic kind of love, if you want to call it love, out there. Obviously, anytime they bring up the fact that Amber Heard allegedly pooped in Johnny Depp's bed, that always stands out to me as revenge feces, it was called this week. So that's one. But something I didn't know was how Lily Rose Depp felt about all of this. So that's obviously Johnny Depp's daughter, not with Amber Heard, but he said in court on Wednesday, my daughter Lily Rose did not come to the wedding. She and Miss Heard were not on particularly great terms for several reasons. Lily is 22 now. So when they got married in 2015, she was still a teenager, can make her own decisions, obviously. And I thought that was interesting. And he also said that the wedding was dinner, dancing, and drugs, including ecstasy and mushrooms. So I think that, like we said, this is just like a really, really dark case. And it is unfortunate. It's all played out in the media, but like libel is what they're fighting about. So things that have been said about one another. So they're too far into it, but it's really just sad. You see Amber Heard's face when Johnny Depp was describing how he felt. That kind of stood out to me too, because it's more often to see, a woman kind of get on the stand and describe the abuse she experienced. And I'm not doubting that Amber Heard was totally a victim in some of this stuff. But then to hear Johnny Depp talk about some of the stuff he went through and her face kind of be breaking of like, almost like acceptance of like, I did that. It's just it's so messy and sad. And thank God those two don't have a kid together.
Thank goodness. Only with Vanessa, his ex-wife, who he has 2 children with, who he was married to at the time that he met Amber Heard on that movie and left his wife and his 2 kids for her. And then cue the toxicity and the dinner, drinks, and drugs and dancing, which led to this. Well, this case is going to be going on all week and next week, so we will bring you more highlights. But again, don't read too deep into it because it's real depressing, guys. It's sad. Well, let's move on to Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Now, we talked about last week that they met with the Queen at Windsor Castle on Thursday during a brief stop en route to the Netherlands. A spokesperson confirmed to us this. They were, of course, going to the Invictus Games, which I'm on the press releases for, guys, and it's really adorable watching these. It's great photo content. Best press release I ever signed up for. Would recommend it to everybody. Now, they popped in to see the Queen, and we have some information about what took place. We heard that William and Kate were away skiing. They took the kids away for a little ski trip, and it just so happened that this be the time. But a source did tell us that William and Harry's relationship is still very strained, and there's a lot of pussyfooting around of, did they mean to skip it? Did they not mean to skip it? Did they see Charles? Did they not see Charles? What do you guys think? I feel like these are the 2 biggest questions that came out of this quick stop meeting for Harry and Meghan to the Queen.
I don't know. I mean, I love that they saw the Queen. I loved how they looked in every picture from the Invictus Games. They just looked so happy, these 2. Like they really, truly looked in love. I also have to say, I mean, Meghan looked absolutely beautiful. She also looks very realistically like a woman who just had a baby. Like I kind of love that she's not back to her super skinny Meghan Markle-ness, that she's actually looks like a new mom. And I found the whole thing really sweet, really sweet. I wish that I would have been at tea with them. I love in the quotes from Harry's interview with Hoda Kotb that he spoke about how his grandmother, the Queen, has an excellent sense of humor and approaches everything with humor. And he said something about how you get bored of birthdays after a bit, sort of alluding to the fact that she doesn't really care about her 96th birthday. Like she's like, sure, jubilee, schmoobily. I'm just going to go to Sandringham by myself. So I don't know. I loved everything that came out of this. I found it surprising, but refreshing. So
Agreed. Sarah?
I agree with Gwen. I loved all of the photos of Meghan and Harry. I thought they looked super cute, super in love. I loved her outfits. And they have this thing where they come off really relatable, but also like prettier than all of us, but like not on purpose. It just is, facts are facts.
They're prettier than us, but they don't make us feel bad about it.
Yeah, like it's just genes and what happens when you're royal and a royal adjacent or whatever. So I loved seeing those pictures. I thought they looked great. I obviously have had a lot of mixed feelings about Meghan and Harry and their decision over the years and everything. And I'm happy that they did see the Queen and are kind of making steps in that direction, I guess. I think that it wasn't not on purpose that William and Kate were on a ski trip. I don't think they were going to change their plans.
Right.
Even if this trip was in the works, which it might have been probably. I mean, I assume they have to plan these things pretty far in advance. They don't just go off skiing on a whim.
Yeah.
Because they do still have the
Harry
security.
and Meghan clearly kept it secret from everybody because of their security issues. So maybe they didn't know until like 2 days beforehand because they're in the firm. I
just also feel like seeing them at the Invictus Games, and this is something that's obviously so close to Harry's heart and something he's poured so much of his heart and soul into. And I think it's awesome, but I think it shows how much he does want to be part of this and doing stuff like this. And it just makes me sad thinking back at how the compromise was never made on either side and how this all could have just been avoided if either side like budged a little harder, like a little more, in my opinion. I obviously wasn't there, but I just think it makes me sad that it got to that point. And it just shows that now that, because COVID was away, everyone was in their own world. Now that things are kind of getting back to normal, I feel like there's going to be so many events that they're not at. And it makes me sad.
Great. Well, Prince Harry, I loved what he said when he told Hoda. He said he feels, quote, massively at peace with his new life in the US with Meghan Markle. He says, I don't know how many people feel truly peaceful. He told Hoda, with everything that's going on in the world, he said that he feels lighter and he is starting to heal. He says, for so many people, it's about management. But I do know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel for everybody when talking about his mental health struggles. It was just really nice sort of seeing them be non-vindictive, bitter people who were happy about their life, happy to see their grandmother, and happy to support this charitable foundation. Great move for them. Can't wait to see more of it. Well, yeah, I mean, it's a little like that protest too much. Like, no, people are never this peaceful. Like, okay, Harry, relax.
Agreed.
Like, America's great and all, but relax. I know, but if I went from like the royal duties of like pressuring life to just like chilling in Montecito with the woman I love and 2 new babies, I'd probably feel massively at peace too, because you just have no responsibilities. The weather's always nice. Nobody bothers you. I mean, that's a big jump in the right direction towards happiness. Well, there might be another courtroom that is going to get our attention because there is a rough story following A$AP Rocky in Rihanna right now. Mm-hmm. Now, A$AP Rocky was allegedly, and then not so allegedly, because we have confirmed, picked up by the LAPD following his arrest in connection with a 2021 shooting. Now, A$AP Rocky was in Barbados, was headed to Barbados with his pregnant girlfriend Rihanna, and was picked up and in handcuffs upon his return to LAX in the morning. Now, there are pictures of him leaving LAPD HQ in downtown LA, surrounded by several officers before getting into a black SUV. Reports say that he posted the $550,000 bail after getting arrested for assault with a deadly weapon. Now, this was a November 6th incident with a firearm. Cops at the time said an argument between, quote, 2 acquaintances escalated and resulted in a suspect firing a handgun at the victim. The suspect, who authorities later identified as A$AP Rocky, fled the scene on foot with 2 other men. The alleged victim claimed A$AP Rocky shot him several times and at least 1 bullet grazed his left hand. Now, it's never okay to shoot someone, shouldn't applaud it, but I just feel so, Blac Chyna now knows that from being in court, but it's really sad for Rihanna. They just got over a cheating scandal. They were going to Barbados to lay low, and now her baby daddy, fiance, love of her life is in handcuffs for a shooting. This is just such a tragic unfolding of incidents.
I'm sad for Rihanna because, as I always say, where there's smoke, there's salmon. And this is just too many kinds of negative stories, one on top of the other, that like, this is not going to end well. Girlfriends, I really wanted to see you guys together, but maybe you should have chosen Drake as your baby daddy. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, this is tough. I mean, she's like super pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's looking like 7-8 months, right?
Yeah.
Plus.
I mean, I don't know much about pregnancy, but
she's got to be 8 months.
She looks pretty pregnant.
Very pregnant, yeah.
And there are some reports saying, she was at LAX, not looking emotional, watching this all happen.
Right.
Obviously, he's been released. He posted bail for $500,000, a little more than that. And I think we got to figure out, not us, but the courts or whoever have to figure out what his connection to this shooting was and how serious this is, because, that's obviously a really big deal. But I don't know the story well enough to know, A$AP Rocky's complete role in it. But I don't think they would arrest you at LAX for no reason. So just a big disaster over here.
From when the story came out back in November, it sort of seemed like he was identified as one of the shooters. There were 2 other guys with him, so it could have been one of the 3, but someone in that trio definitely shot this victim. There's no doubt about it. I think there's some like grainy Android video that came out at the time showing them running away from this, but it is just really sad for bad girl Riri, who got bad boy A$AP, and it's really, really showing that he is not Drake right now because of all of this. So just, I hope this gets better. I feel so bad for Rihanna. She will, of course, be fine financially, emotionally. She is the most amazing and one of the richest women on the planet, but still really, really tragic to happen, especially when you're so pregnant. This is not what you should be dealing with.
This is not what dreams are made of.
This is not what dreams are made of. Not even Dream Kardashians are made of. We are going to move to Instagram. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, but this one started millions of Swiftie comments. Drake and Taylor Swift have been friends for several years. And have spoken out about their mutual respect and admiration for one another. You remember that Apple iPhone commercial where she's running on the treadmill, like singing Jumpman. She name-checked him on her album, saying, "I'm in my feelings like Drake." And then he posted a throwback photo of them, the 5th in the carousel. And of course, the Swifties are all over it, talking about this means this is my favorite fan theory is that because it's the 5th slide on Drake's post, that this was going to be her 5th album called Karma, which was right around the time that she was beefing with Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, but then scrapped the album pretty much because Kim Kardashian released all of those leaked audios of Taylor and Kanye, which made Taylor look really, really bad. So she scrapped the Karma album and then put in the Reputation album. So I hope that we're going to get the Karma album that is, a fire back against Kim and Kanye. I mean, Kim's going through enough right now, but it's more lighthearted. They have since made up for it. What did you guys think of the photo and all of these fan theories? Because there's so many of them.
I love it. I love Drake, and I am a newfound Swiftie in the last couple of years. And I think that part of me feels like, Drake was just doing a photo dump and found a cute picture of him and Taylor Swift and was like, this is fun, and maybe didn't understand the power of the Swifties, who are also suggesting, this photo looks like it was taken maybe in her 1989 era. And
sounds like something a sheeple would say, Sarah. What's really going on here?
She's in the middle of re-recording her albums, obviously. And I think some Swifties are holding out hope that 1989 is next. Personally, that's my favorite Taylor Swift album. So when I say some Swifties, I mean me. So I think some people think that maybe that's somehow connected. Like they finally are going to release, because she obviously has been doing tracks, quote unquote, from the vault that she recorded at that time. Yeah. And she puts out the re-releases, which has been actually so fun and interesting. But that's what some people are saying. I kind of think that Drake kind of just posted this photo to see what would happen. But if he is, if Taylor has gotten him on the Easter egg train and he's, fueling theories, and I just want to hear the song. So I'm for it if there is a song.
I just love the power of the Swifties. I mean, I totally agree with Sarah. I think that Drake was kind of just like, posting a cute photo. And I am always amazed by like the Swifties finding those Easter eggs. I don't know that even though it was just Easter, there were any Easter eggs planted here, but it was kind of hilarious.
Well, clearly you're all, brainwashed because you can't see the truth of what's really going on here. This is clearly an Easter egg. But all will be revealed to you. Of course, it's fine. All right, Sarah, tell us the non-comment and non-information giving quotes that Joe Alwyn has given out for this conversation.
Man. Yes. I mean, Joe Alwyn, Taylor Swift's maybe fiance, longtime love. He is also been asked about her. So, him and Drake, they have something in common. No, but he did an interview with WSJ magazine and they asked him whether him and Taylor were engaged because she has a lot of clues in her songs and, sings about rings. They definitely
are.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
It sounds like it. And his comment was, if I had £1 for every time I think I could have been told I've been engaged, then I'd have a lot of pound coins. I mean, the truth is, if the answer is yes, I wouldn't say. And if the answer is no, I wouldn't say. It's like, Joe Alwyn, give us something. I don't know. I think it's so lame that they do this.
And why wouldn't you say a pound of pounds?
Yeah. Also, that quote is weird.
It's weird.
Yeah, I think it's weird too.
So what I gather from this is congratulations to the couple that we're going to speculate wildly that they are engaged. Congrats to Taylor and Joe. I just hope they announce it. I mean, being secretive is one thing, but just announce it if you've been engaged for so long and do it for a charity, like how ScarJo and Colin Jost, announced their wedding on, a hunger charity. That would just be a great thing to do. So congratulations, but also no.
Taylor, please get a pink diamond ring. We need a pink diamond ring out there again.
Yeah, I think a pink diamond ring with a rainbow pave diamond setting would be great for Taylor in this era. Thanks to Sarah and Gwen for helping me spill all of this truly piping hot and a little bit dark and crazy celebrity this week. Again, this is Travis Cronin, Us Weekly's Hot Hollywood podcast with your weekly peek into the glamour, glitter, fashion, fame of your favorite celebrities. Because after all, they go to court just like us.
Actually, I've never done my jury duty, so I don't go to court, but.
Oh, wow. Can't wait for your bench warrant soon.
I know, totally. This is going to be the evidence they play.
There it is. So thank you guys. We'll be back next week. See you then.